Imagine waking up to ocean breezes instead of hearing constant traffic noises. Imagine paying pennies for fresh fruit from a local market instead of watching grocery bills eat away your budget. Now imagine feeling safer, healthier, and freer than you have in years, and enjoying every day like it is a new adventure. For you, this wouldn't be a vacation. It could be your everyday life. Today I'm sharing the 5 reasons you want to leave the USA.
And why you may never look back.
Welcome back to Retire Without Borders, the show where I give you the inside scoop on how to live your best life abroad. If you've ever dreamed of retiring overseas, or even just wondered what life might be like beyond America's borders, you're in the right place. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly what pushes people to take the leap, why they packed their bags, sold their home, and moved to another country. And here's the thing. The 5th reason is the one that truly transforms lives in ways you could never have predicted. So stay with me until the end. You might just discover your own reason to start the next chapter abroad. So here are the 5 reasons you may just want to move overseas to enjoy your retirement. Whether you're thinking of retiring in Africa, Europe, Asia, or South America, this video gives you real insight into what life overseas is like for American retirees. This isn't a bunch of fluff to entice you to buy something useless. This video will provide you an actionable plan for you to look into moving overseas and begin to live your best retirement life in a new country. Let's start with the first reason you will want to retire overseas: cost of living. I spoke to Dawson and Celeste, a retired couple now enjoying their best life in a high-rise apartment in Panama. Here's what they said about the transition to a tropical paradise. In the US, we were working hard, saving our money. We thought we were doing all the right things. But no matter how much we cut back, it felt like our costs were always climbing. Things like housing expenses, taxes, healthcare, groceries, gas. There was never any breathing room for extras like going out and enjoying our lives. Then we started running the numbers for the costs for moving and living abroad. And it was like someone flipped the script on its head and we had an epiphany. Instead of stressing over bills and whether we'd have enough money left over at the end of the month for basics, much less any kind of fun activities like travel, we are now enjoying and living life to the fullest. Here, our monthly expenses are half of what they used to be. Half. That's an impressive decrease that gives us peace of mind to explore. You should let that sink in for a second. You can rent a spacious home with a view in a tropical paradise for less than what you were paying in property taxes alone back in the States. Your grocery bill will be laughably small for better quality food than you were able to get back in the States. You can buy fresh produce from the market, locally made cheeses, and bakery bread still warm from the oven, all for the cost of one quick grocery run back home for some pre-packaged items that aren't very nutritious. And in case you're skeptical, it is not about living cheaply. It's about living well without financial anxiety hanging over your head. Being able to say yes to dinners out, weekend getaways that refresh your body and soul, or simply not stressing over every bill. That is what cost of living freedom feels like to those who take the leap. It's a weight off your shoulders you might not even realize you're carrying until it's gone. Next, let's go over healthcare overseas. I remember the saga of my grandmother. She worked as a teacher for many years but retired early because my grandfather had a stroke and needed care at home during the day. Years later, while in her 90s, I remember her telling me that health insurance, Medicare, took up more than 2/3 of her retirement income, leaving her with little to spend for herself. This is a common issue I see among retirees on fixed incomes. In the United States, healthcare expenses are always on our minds. Even with insurance, a single medical emergency could mean thousands of dollars out of pocket. Even routine care with your physician feels rushed, as they try to move you out as fast as possible. And then there is always a fight with the insurance company over what is covered. Living abroad? The difference is night and day. The first time you see a doctor overseas, you won't wait in a crowded room for an hour. You'll walk in, Sit down and have a full 30-minute conversation with your doctor. The doctor will ask about your lifestyle. He'll ask about your diet and even your health goals. And what about the bill? That's the beautiful part. It will be less than the cost for a dinner for two back home at a mediocre restaurant. Likewise, prescriptions in most countries are a fraction of the cost of what you'd pay in the United States. And lab tests? They are quick, affordable, and transparent. There's usually no long wait to get the tests or the results. You will know the price before you get the service, and your doctor will spend time going over the results with you. Of course, because you can combine local health coverage with private insurance, you can access both public and private facilities as you deem necessary, ensuring you get the best care possible without financial stress. The last thing you need is financial stress over health care when you're trying to enjoy your hard-earned retirement. Once again, it is hard to overstate the peace of mind that comes with knowing your retirement health care overseas will be both accessible and affordable. Meanwhile, in the States, life always feels rushed. Do you have time to live? This brings us to reason number 3, slowing down and enjoying life. In America, everyone's on a schedule, rushing from work to errands to social commitments. You'll notice that many people eat meals in their cars to save time, conversations are cut short, and before you know it, another week, another month, another year has slipped by. Moving overseas to a less frantic location forces you to slow down. Shops close for lunch, neighbors stop to chat in the street, and dinner can be a 2-hour affair, not because it's fancy, but because people actually take the time to enjoy it and be present with friends and family. That's the beauty of living a rich life away from stress. At first, you'll fight the slowdown. You'll want to tick boxes, get things done. This is how you've lived for years, after all. But slowly, you'll start to notice changes. Why our shoulders aren't as tight. Your sleep will be much better than before. You won't be checking your watch every 5 minutes. Living at a slower pace gives you back something priceless, your time to live and enjoy. Time to notice the little things, to enjoy an important conversation without rushing to move on with something you thought was important. Time for you to choose to walk to the store instead of getting in your car to drive. Time for you to stop and simply watch the sunset by yourself without thinking about what's next or what you will be doing tomorrow. It's a lifestyle shift you'll never know you needed until you have it. On to number 4. One of the fears people have about moving abroad is safety. You will hear it over and over about wherever you're moving. Is it safe there? And of course, that safety can vary depending on where you go. There are some places you won't choose to live. But you will probably do research and can expect to feel safer than you imagined it being, and in some ways, it will be safer than where you currently live in the United States. There, you'll find that neighbors know each other and stop to say hello to each other. There, neighbors look out for one another and make sure everyone is doing well. There, you'll get used to the guy at the bakery knowing your order. There, the clerk at the corner store greets you by name before helping you without you asking. There, you will no longer be just another face in the crowd, ignored and forgotten. You'll find it to be something deeply reassuring about being part of a community where people care. You'll begin to enjoy the local festivals, the shared meals, the invitations to family celebrations. You'll find those festivals, shared meals, and celebrations won't be just nice extras, but something you can look forward to regularly. They will become part of what makes you feel at home, even thousands of miles from where you started. And now for the final reason I promised at the beginning. This is a big one that can't be overlooked. The biggest change you'll experience isn't financial or even about lifestyle. It is perspective. Living abroad challenges you in ways you can't predict. It forces you to adapt, to learn, to see the world through new eyes. You'll need to navigate a new language, to appreciate traditions that are different from your own, and you'll need to rethink what success and happiness mean for you and your family. Back in the US, many are on autopilot, working, paying bills, checking off milestones. Overseas, every day feels like an opportunity to discover something new. It could be a food you've never tasted, a holiday you've never celebrated, or a personal historical story from a local that changes how you see the world. That fresh perspective you gain and share will be the most valuable gift of all. It's not just about living in another country. It's about becoming a fuller, more open version of yourself. Of course, picking up your life, moving overseas, and creating a new vision for yourself isn't all a fairy tale. There will be challenges, moments you will question your decision, there will be cultural differences you will have to learn, and there will be days you will miss home more than you expected. But those challenges will shape you and make the rewards even sweeter. Living abroad isn't for everyone, but those seniors who decide to take the leap say it was the best decision they've ever made. In closing, if this video gave you something to think about, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Retire Without Borders for more retirement abroad insights, and hit the bell so you never miss a new story. Also, don't forget to sign up for the mailing list on my website at retirewithoutborders.net. You will have access to my Retire Abroad worksheet and a ton of useful resources for your future adventures. Finally, be sure to check out my video on how to test drive a retirement location before moving there. The link is at the top of the video. You won't want to miss it.